Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. As I updated you on my last video earlier on today, I'm giving you a bit of update on the current transfer rumours that are going on now, as I currently said. So I'm going to give you a bit of an update today on Manchester United's transfer rumours, as we all currently know, because Solskjaer's got a few potential targets, for this upcoming January transfer window. As we all know, he's come out with some interesting stuff. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer basically said, he's got a plan. He did say he's going to unleash the pace of Martial, Rashford, Pogba, and Lingard on the opposition defence. And he also said attacking philosophy is the walls of Manchester United. And he's come out with some interesting stuff. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know, back him. As we all currently know, he has got plans for this upcoming January transfer window to get quite a few players in the squad, to bolster the squad. Even though considering a lot of money has been spent on the team, like £700-800 million since Ferguson retired, Mourinho spent over £400 million, and I said, especially under the Jose Mourinho era, wasn't getting his main targets, as we all know, was getting his second, his third choice signings, as we all know. And we did, that last year, when we signed Nemanja Matic and Romelu Lukaku, especially when we got Matic, there was other options out there that would have dramatically improved our midfield more. Matic can pass the ball, but he's too slow in the midfield, and I do have concerns. I did say I had concerns, when we did sign him. I was happy with the signing, to be quite fair, because we did need a defensive mid, but as I currently said, we haven't been getting as major, transfer targets, for quite a while, especially under Jose Mourinho, because obviously the board weren't backing him during the course of summer for some of the signings that Jose Mourinho, wanted to get into the club. He wanted a strong centre half in, and he was interested in quite a few targets, but he only got 3 players in during the course of last summer, the Jose Mourinho. But obviously, as we all know, reportedly, January's not long away now. As we all know, teams will be looking to strengthen their squad. Reportedly, Solskjaer is going to get around a £50 million spending spree to spend in January. Reportedly, called into the board and the owners, well, Ed Woodward, reportedly, he's only allowed to get loan signings in the January window. So reportedly, they have sanctioned, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer making permanent deals in the January transfer window, because obviously the club are still recruiting to get a full-time manager in at the end of the season, of course. And obviously they'll want to save money till the end of the season as well. But Solskjaer's identified a few targets, that he's currently interested in. He's still got to think about contract renewals. He's still got to think about his lineup every game, his tactics, how he's going to start. As we all know, maybe getting some players in the January transfer window, because he is going to have a say in the January transfer window. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know, and I think he's going to succeed at Manchester United. To be quite fair, he's going to succeed. We know we're in a bad position, but I think under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he knows the club, he knows the culture of the club, he knows the strappings of the club, and he knows the club inside out. As we all currently know, he was a great player from 1996 to 2007. As we all know, scored 126 goals in 366 appearances. It was in all competitions. Also scored in the 1999 Champions League final, managed a Man United reserve team, as we all currently know, and he won 2 Norwegian titles with Mould as well, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I think he understands the philosophy. His team selections are right, his tactics are going to be right at this club, and this. The team are going to play for him. They're going to play with confidence. They're going to work together as a team. They're going to gel together. Very, very well as a team. As we all know, you can tell the confidence now in the team, because obviously the players now are all of a sudden going to start playing. I think Pogba's going to become more consistent as well, but I still think we're going to see some players leave. I don't think Matic has a future at Manchester United, even though before he came he did win the title with Chelsea, as we all know, but too slow in the midfield. I don't think Lukaku's got a future at Manchester United. I don't think Darmian's got a long future at Manchester United. Maybe Valencia hasn't got a long future at Manchester United. And Sanchez, I don't think he's got a long future at Manchester United, so we could see quite a few potential players go. I think Man United, Solskjaer's looking to get a winger in, because I do think potentially, we do need a winner, because Sanchez isn't delivering the goods. Lukaku's doing nothing up front, so potentially we're in search for the winger. We're not desperate in need to get any permanent signings in the January transfer window. But the targets that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's identified in is interesting. There's quite a few names that have been mentioned. So the recent one I've heard about, is Tove Alderweireld. He's one target. Costa Manolas, Roma centre-back, he's another target. Koulibaly's been a target. Douglas Costa is potentially a target as well. Reports were coming out that Solskjaer were interested in Bournemouth Joshua King. He's another target. as well, as we all currently know. But we'll start with Manolas, Costa Manolas. I think he's 27 years old. He's a Roma central defender. He currently represents Riley Ola. He just currently switched agents as the Costa. What's his name? Manolas. Costa Manolas, I think he's called, or something like that. Costa Manolas, Roma centre-back, reportedly he's just switched agents. He represents Costa Manolas, but also Riley Ola represents Romelu Lukaku and Paul Pogba as well. He's a centre-back. Reportedly the player's like 27 years of age. His versatility is supposed to be very, very good in that centre-back position. You know, he's very, very disciplined at centre-back, reportedly. Reportedly he's a Roma player. He's been at Roma since 2014. Reportedly got around a 36 million release clause as the player. But reportedly Manchester United have been interested in him. He's very, very strong. He's quick. He's good in the air. He's a composed, good defender, and he's supposed to be a very, very good defender. You know, of what I've seen of some of his statistics. But reportedly he's got a 36 million release clause. Costa Manolas. And reportedly he's an ex Olympiacos player. He's an ex Athens player. You know, where the player began his career at. Because I do tend to have had a lot of injury problems this season. Especially we've had quite a lot of defenders injured. As we all know, especially this season we've got Philly Jones there, who's known for injuries. He's injury prone, but can play well when he does get that game time. Bailey's been out of favour this season, but I think he's going to get more game time under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Lindelof, to be quite fair, dramatically improved this season. When he has been full of it, he's done very, very well, to be quite fair. Marcus Rojo, there were talks that he could leave, but he can play numerous positions. So Marcus Rojo's versatility is very, very good. But obviously, we're still in search for a centre-back, as we all know. But Costa Manolas, I don't know much about him, but he's just saying, reportedly Manchester United, of course, have been linked with him, as we all know. I can see Darmian going as well, because obviously Luke Shaw's our first choice left-back in the team, as we all currently know. So I can see him going as well. So I can see Darmian going, and he's also coming to an end of his contract. Obviously, Chris Smalling, centre-back, he's obviously got a contract with us now till 2022, plus another one-year option to extend it by, as we all know. And I think Smalling's there as a good backup option. Smalling's a good backup, as we all know. And early on in the season, it was mainly Smalling and Lindelof at our centre-back. And Smalling he can play very, very well on the day. Can Chris Smalling, he's well Premier League proven now. He has been at Manchester United, of course, since 2010, as we all know, as the current player. But we still do have backup options defensively, when we do get injuries. So we've got Jones as a backup. You've got Rojo as a backup. As I currently said, so we do have options in our defensive line, as we all currently know. But Manchester United are still in search, for a defender. We know Tove Alderweireld's been another potential Manchester United target, as we all know. As I said, Tove Alderweireld, I think he'd lead our defensive line fantastically well. I think he'd complement the likes of Lindelof and Bailly if you put him alongside them. Tove Alderweireld, he's highly experienced in the Premier League. As I said, I've got reservations about Tove Alderweireld, and if we did pull the rabbit out of the hat, and we did sign him in January, and we only signed him, I'd be really, really happy with Tove Alderweireld. I do have reservations about him. He needs to adjust his game more. He has gone off the pace, to be quite honest with you. But obviously we've got players that haven't got any pace in his United team. Matic hasn't got any pace; he's too slow. Lukaku hasn't got any pace; he's too slow. His first touch is woeful, as we all currently know. But as I said, Tove Alderweireld, and he can prove to be a world-class central defender. Can Tove Alderweireld, as we all know. Reportedly, he could be available for around £30 million or something. Tove Alderweireld. He is aged 29 years old. He's quick on the ball. He's fast. He's technically a very, very good defender, and I think he'd lead the lines, the defensive line very, very well if he was to come to Manchester United. Reportedly, he's got a 25 million release clause for next summer. In his playing career, he won like 3 trophies, with Ajax, where he'd not risen up their youth system. When he was at Atletico Madrid, he won the title in his first season and got to the Champions League final, as we all know, did Tove Alderweireld. And, he's an ex-Southampton player, and he has been in the Premier League a good now 3 or 4 years, or something like that, Tove Alderweireld, and he can play very, very well on the day, and Tottenham wouldn't want to lose him, but Tottenham have got a great team. They do have other options at the back without Tove Alderweireld. They've got Vertonghen, they've got Davinson Sanchez, they've even got Serge Aurier in that team as well. So potentially Man United were willing to pay up to 30 million. This could persuade Tottenham to actually sanction the player off. But he has been a potential Manchester United target, as we all know, and he's obviously... So yeah, Tove Alderweireld has been a Manchester United target, and there's been no sign of him signing a new contract with Spurs, as we all know. But also we know that Manchester United have been linked with Koulibaly from Napoli. Reportedly now in the media, in the process, Manchester United have literally had 3 bids turned down for Koulibaly. The latest one reported was £95 million because the Napoli president, and I confirmed this, but I think he'd do well if you put him in our defensive line. You know, he adapts every area of his game very, very well. He's strong, he's quick, he's got a lot of tenacity about his play, he's very tenacious. His versatility is very, very good, his Koulibaly's as well, and he's a highly rated defender, is Koulibaly, as we all currently know. You know, and he's been good at Napoli since he's been there since 2014. Obviously, an ex-Genk and Mets player as well. And he's still under contract with Napoli till 2023. I don't think Napoli are willing to do any business in the January transfer window, as we all currently know. But potentially Napoli president had confirmed Man United had put a £95 million bid in. This had been turned down. But we had 2 previous bids before that turned down for Koulibaly as well. And he would, you know, if we was, you know, somehow to pull a rabbit out of the hat, you know, their value pound, and the most expensive defender at the moment is Liverpool's Virgil van Dijk. So they've addressed their defensive problems very, very well indeed. But we have got a good defensive line. You know, if we get injuries, we have got a good backup option in our defensive line. We've got Lindelof. He's very, very good when he plays well. We've got Bailly, who's got a lot of potential as well. You got Chris Smalling there as a backup. You got Rojo, can play at left wing back. I think you can put him in a centre back position as well, and he can play as full back as well. So he can play in different positions. So he's a good backup as well. He's Marcus Rojo. You've got Jones. We know that he's injury prone, but you know Jones, he's still there as a backup, as we all know. So potentially, yeah, we have got a lot of defenders of Manchester United in our defensive line, as we all know. It would be good to add another defender in, you know, with the potential of the likes of Toby Alderweireld or Koulibaly, as I've just said. But I don't really see Manchester United going for Koulibaly in January because obviously his price tag's too high, and potentially we could probably get for that price probably 2 new signings in the Manchester United team for that price for £90 million, as we all currently know. But yeah, he's been another potential Manchester United target as well. I think, you know, obviously Mourinho didn't know his team selections, his tactics were wrong, and the club didn't really suit Jose Mourinho because obviously I think the only players that really disappointed of seeing Mourinho actually depart the club was Matic and Romelu Lukaku, because Matic had a good, you know, relationship with Jose Mourinho. That's why Jose Mourinho bought him, because obviously, Mourinho used to work with him, you know, when he was at Chelsea as well. And he didn't have a bad relationship with Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku didn't have a relationship with Jose Mourinho either. So he did get on with a couple of players, he did, Jose Mourinho, but he had a lot of disputes with the top players, including Paul Pogba. Pogba had celebrated, you know, Mourinho leaving, as I currently said. But yeah, you know, I think the majority of the players are glad he's gone, you know, because he was wrecking the team. You know, he'll always be a winning, will Jose Mourinho, because he's won titles everywhere he's been. You know, he managed 144 games for Manchester United, 184. Worst start to a season in 28 years since 1990. As we all know, and the players just weren't potentially playing for Mourinho. They wasn't playing to the potential best, but we are going to see a different Manchester United now, because Solskjaer said he wants them to express themselves. They are going to do that, and Solskjaer wants them to play the United way, you know, like they used to do under Alex Ferguson. You know, 27 years of success, 38 trophies, I think 31 at the club, as we all know. And it did go downhill since Fergie left. You know, we got Moyes in. You know, he got a couple of players in, didn't work out. We had a bad season, finished 7th that season. Didn't work out under Van Gaal, even though he had a good philosophy. He had a bad, he just didn't have the correct philosophy, but he did good in the past with the likes of Bayern Munich and all that. And then, so we brought players, you know, in the managerial area. We've seen players come in, we've seen players go, and the amount of money we've spent, you know, it hasn't worked out, as we all know, but I think it's going to be different now. We've got someone who knows about the club, he knows the traditions of the club, as we all know. He's going to have say for the plans for the January window, but the team all of a sudden now are going to play with confidence, going to play with spirit. They're going to play positive football. They're going to push fullbacks high up the pitch and get involved, something we didn't do under Mourinho, create chances, score loads of goals. And this, you know, I think we're going to do this under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because have you noticed the confidence now is back in the team at Manchester United. But as I said, yeah, and you know, if Solskjaer does well, he may get the job on a full-time basis. He did say he would like the job on a full-time basis, because he did say a lot of managers would like to manage Man United. I'm one of them, but he's happy to fulfil the interim manager role for the time being. Is Solskjaer, and if he does well, who's to say Man United won't offer him the contract? As I said, I know we've got other potential managers in our mind, you know, for next summer, whether it's going to be Pochettino or Zinedine Zidane, you know, potentially they are the 2 favourites to come in, as we all currently know. But yeah, and also another player has been mentioned that reportedly Douglas Costa has now been mentioned from Juventus now reportedly. Man United reportedly, according to the Italian press, had put around a £54 million bid in for Douglas Costa, reportedly. Now, reportedly, I think this had been turned down. Reportedly, Manchester United, it's been coming out in the press for the last 3 or 4 days that Manchester United are reportedly interested in Douglas Costa because he is a good winner. He has pace, his dribbling's very, very good. He can put crosses into the box, can Douglas Costa as well. I don't see the deal happening. I don't see us, in some way, shape or form coming to an agreement, with Juventus, for Douglas Costa. Obviously, his performances during his playing career have been very, very good. He is a good player. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play. But this season at Juventus, he hasn't been getting the game time, and he hasn't been happy about this because obviously now, since Ronaldo has gone to Juventus, he's struggling. Game time is Douglas Costa, as we all know, and he does play around good players at Juventus as well. Does Douglas Costa, as we all know, but obviously Juventus paid £36 million for him. As we all currently know, Juventus paid £36 million for him. He had that in his release clause. Juventus paid the £36 million release clause to get him on a permanent deal because he was on a 1-year loan deal last season with Juventus and won the domestic double in his first 2 seasons. But reportedly, Man United had actually told Jose Mourinho that reportedly we were planning to lure Douglas Costa away from Juventus in January. We were planning to try and get him into the club. Younger in his prime, he's 27 years of 27. Is he 27, 28? Douglas Costa. But when he was younger in his prime, he was a very, very good player. He had outstanding camp. He had an outstanding 5 years. Something with Shakhtar Donetsk. As I currently said, won a lot of honours with Shakhtar Donetsk. I thought he had a good couple of years, with Bayern Munich as well, and he actually began his career with Gramero. Did Douglas Costa? So he has won silverware at most of the teams, or all the teams. He's currently been at Douglas Costa, and he's grown and developed fantastically well, and potentially he would suit the Manchester United agenda. Because obviously Martial's got pace, Rashford's got pace, and I think they'll grow and develop more under Solskjaer. Lingard's got pace, and I think he'd complement all them with Douglas Costa because Douglas Costa has got pace as well. And I think he'd link up with them very, very well, and I think he'd do well if he got in the mix with our players, and obviously, so we'll have to see what happens. But Douglas Costa early in his career he actually played as an initial attacking midfielder, and he played as a forward, but initially he can play on each wing now. He usually plays on either flank, either on the left wing or on the right wing, as I currently said. Because obviously Martial, Rashford, and Lingard and all that mainly either play on the left or they play down the middle most of the time, as we all currently know. So potentially, Man United have showed an interest in Costa. I don't see us coming to an agreement, for Costa, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, as I said, we'll see what happens. And there's been rumours going on in the press, as we all know, guys, about potentially Romelu Lukaku. Now, Romelu Lukaku, we all know he's a big game bottle. His first touch is very, very poor, as we all know. And he's very, very static, as we all know. He has struggled for consistency this season, as Romelu Lukaku. As we all know, he scored 27 goals in his first season, as we all know, Romelu Lukaku. The Italian press have reported that he keeps getting linked with a move to Italy. Does Romelu Lukaku? This came out in the press yesterday. I saw it in a couple of media outlets, as I did update you on. Juventus are keen on getting Romelu Lukaku because reportedly Juventus are seeing him as a long-term. Juventus are seeing it. Sorry, it went off again. Juventus are seeing him as a long-term replacement for Mandzukic, as I said. But Romelu Lukaku, obviously he's been injured early on in the season. He's currently on compassionate leave at this moment in time. As we all know, his first touch is woeful. He doesn't have a good first touch. As we all currently know, does Romelu Lukaku, and he's a big game bottle, and everyone spoke about this when he came. We knew when he came, proven to be a prolific goal scorer, well proven in the Premier League, as we all currently know. But we said as long as he's scoring goals, as long as he's putting the ball in the back of net and he's scoring goals, and I thought, yeah, he can do this while he's adapting other areas of his game. But obviously, there's been no signs of his first touch improving. He hasn't. There's no genuine pace. A big game bottler. As we all currently know, and as I did say, 45 goals for Belgium, as we all know, is Premier League proven. But as I said to you yesterday, I just don't see how he complements our team. I don't see how he really fits in the Manchester United system, to be honest, because he doesn't have any pace about him, such as like players who would be alongside him, such as Martial, Rashford, and Lingard, and even Sanchez. They've all got pace. They can press high up the pitch, and this is something that Lukaku cannot do. So he doesn't complement them, to be quite honest with you, Romelu Lukaku. So for me, I think he will go, and even when he does come back from compassionate leave, I think it's going to be hard for him to get first team football, every game from the start, Romelu Lukaku. As I said, because Solskjaer's favourite would be Martial or Rashford, but there again, Solskjaer did say everyone's going to get the opportunity. He's going to promote the youth as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which is very, very good to see, guys, as I currently but Sanchez is obviously injured till January, but I think he'll leave Sanchez. I don't think he's a Manchester United player. He's obviously our highest paid player, as we all know, is Alexis Sanchez, but I can't see him last at United. As I said again, Premier League proven. When he has been playing, he's been struggling, to get in the mix. He's struggling for consistency, and he's failed to make an impact, at Manchester United as Alexis Sanchez, as we all know. I don't know where he'll go, whether it'll be PSG or Real Madrid, because I've heard rumours that Real Madrid have been interested in him as well. But potentially, for me, Sanchez isn't good enough for Manchester United. But unless the brilliance of Solskjaer, when Sanchez does recover from injury, can dramatically improve him. As I said, give him a chance to improve, and if he doesn't show that he's being consistent under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then perhaps get rid of him. But I think a few players will go anywhere. But Solskjaer's been discussing about his managerial style at the club. He suits the trappings of the club. He has that inspiration. He has the correct philosophy. He likes attacking football. He likes the width, as we all currently know. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I think he's the right man for Manchester United, as we all currently know. But we're not in any rush to sign any players in January. We may not sign any players in January. We may get some loan signings, but I don't think we might not get any permanent deals, as we all know, because obviously the board and Ed Woodward have made it clear that don't want him to make any permanent deals in the January window. But he's got a few potential targets he's interested in, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. And I think, the likes of Lukaku, who's got no pace. He's Premier League proven. He has scored a lot of goals in the Premier League, but there's better strikers out there than him that have got pace, perform better. They've got pace about them, the finishing's better, they're more consistent, such as Aubameyang from Arsenal, very, very good, fast, very, very clinical. There's a good partnership with Lacazette Arsenal. Morata, even though he struggled for consistency at Chelsea in the Premier League, he could be set to leave Chelsea as well. I would have preferred Morata over Romelu Lukaku, because Morata, very, very good player. He was good, younger in his prime, when he was at Real Madrid, and he had a 2-year spell with Juventus, same as that. And, was it last year, we were on the brink of getting Morata, and it looked likely that Lukaku was actually going to Chelsea, but that didn't happen. We got Lukaku instead, but I would have preferred Morata because he's got more pace. His finishing ability is very, very good, and he has got pace about him. He's got a good first touch, to be quite fair, Morata, when he's on form, and he's a good goal scorer, when he's on form, Alvaro Morata. But I think potentially he's better than Lukaku. Lukaku's obviously more Premier League proven, but I think Morata is just an all-time better footballer than Romelu Lukaku. As I said, I like Lacazette. He's got pace, and his finishing's very, very good as well. As I said, Salah's as well. Mane's got pace, Firmino's got pace, Shaqiri's got pace, and this is some of that Lukaku doesn't have, as we all know. So I do have concerns now about Lukaku's position at the club, and I think he may leave. It said Juventus are reportedly interested in him, as we all currently know, but I just don't see how he fits in this team, because there's been no sign of him improving his first touch. There's been no sign of him that he can, speed up his play, as we all know, and I just don't think he has a lot of tenacity about his play, Romelu Lukaku, and that's my position. He can score goals, he can perform well on the day, but, everyone had concerns when he came, but it was a good signing because he did well in his first season with United, as we all know. But, reportedly, he did admit during one of the international breaks, did Lukaku, that he was interested in going to Italy, as Lukaku did admit this. Obviously, Raiola, who represents Lukaku, has been in discussions, with Juventus. I think he's been in discussions with Juventus over this as well. But whether he goes or stays, but I think he may go. To be quite honest with Romelu Lukaku, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer may sanction him off, as we all know. But yeah, another player that Manchester United, of course, have been interested in is Joshua King, as we all currently know now, the Bournemouth player. Who Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used to work with, when Solskjaer was managing the reserve team, and when obviously he was rising up the ranks, Joshua King. It's been coming out in the media in the last couple of days that reportedly Manchester United have showed an interest in Joshua King, reportedly rated at around £25 million. Reportedly his performances for Bournemouth have been very, very good. Reportedly his performances for Bournemouth and under Eddie Howe have been very, very good. He has been at Bournemouth since 2015. He actually began his career at Manchester United, as a youngster. Joshua King, he rose up the ranks. I think then he only made one senior appearance in the first team, then got loaned out to quite a few teams, did Joshua King, and then potentially, went to Blackburn for a couple of years permanently. And then obviously now Bournemouth have got him. As I said his performances for Bournemouth have been outstanding. But reportedly he's a good finishing asset. He can score goals as well, as he's proven, with Bournemouth in the Premier League. He's got some pace, I think, about him as well. Joshua King has got some pace, as I said. So potentially he's 25 years of age. Reportedly, Manchester United have reportedly showed an interest in him as well. So these are potential what I've just said to you. These are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's potential targets. That he's currently interested in getting in the team, as I currently said. But yeah, as I said at the beginning of the video, Kostas Manolas has reportedly been mentioned. He was mentioned quite a few weeks ago in the media. Roma central defender. As I said, he's got around a 36 million release clause. I think he's 27 years of age is the player. I think he's got a lot of potential about him. His versatility is very, very good. He's disciplined very, very well at the back. He is a central defender. As we all know, he's been at Roma since 2014. I think Roma paid around £15 million for him. As we all currently know. But as I said, we're not in any rush to get any permanent deals done in the January transfer window. As I said, so we potentially will see what happens. Solskjaer's come out with some positivity again, and he's brought positivity to, since he's been recommended to come as interim manager. He's brought a lot of positivity into the club. As we all know, the fans are happy. There's confidence in the team, as we all currently know. And as I said, yeah, so potentially for me, I think we could see some players go. As I said, we've got to think about contract renewals as well, as he currently said. But yeah, there's a few players that Manchester United are linked with. As I currently said, we're linked with quite a few players, as we all currently know. So we know it's Huddersfield tomorrow. As I said, Solskjaer's also confirmed that Mason Greenwood will be making his senior debut against Reading in the FA Cup. He's been playing very, very well for the reserves as Mason Greenwood, as we all currently know, guys, in the process. So anyway, drop your comments below on the channel, and I'll wish you, before I go, as I forgot to say, I think, I all wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I hope you've all had a good day today. I've enjoyed my day today. I had a lovely Christmas dinner. I've had quite a few beers as well, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, so I hope you all a very Merry Christmas, as I said. But yeah, as what Solskjaer did say, he said basically he's planning to unleash the pace of Martial, Rashford, Lingard, and Pogba for the opposition's defence. And he did say attacking philosophy is the walls of Manchester United. He says that's what intention we have to play. This is what Solskjaer had been discussing. So I think he does have the right philosophy anywhere for the club, as we all know. And he likes it here. He says it's his home. He likes working alongside the likes of Mike Phelan and Carrick and Kieran and all that. He said it is a pleasure. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but you got to think should be an easy win tomorrow for Manchester United. As I currently said, it's Huddersfield Town at home. Potentially you should think Man United are going to win that. Huddersfield are struggling. They're 19th visiting the table. They've lost 12 out of 18 games so far this season. Obviously, the manager is David Wagner, as we all know, and they've got quite a few injury problems, going into the game as well of Huddersfield. They haven't beaten us, Huddersfield, since 1930 at Old Trafford. But obviously the last time they did beat us, all in all, was actually October 2017. So they did beat us last year at John Smith Stadium by 2-1, as we all currently know. And that was a shock, as we all currently know. Potentially Manchester United have not actually lost a home league game on Boxing Day since 1978-1979, to be quite fair. So that's a statistic to update you on. But as I said, Jesse Lingard, who scored 4 goals in his last 4 games, he went 19 Premier League games, I think, without a goal, did Jesse Lingard, as we all know. But Huddersfield has failed to score in 7 of their last 10. It's failed to score in 7 of their last 10 visits against Manchester United of Huddersfield Town. But obviously, you probably think it's going to be Manchester United win, too much quality in the team, and we're going to have too much for the likes of Huddersfield Town. I'm going to predict 4-0, 5-1 or something like that to Manchester United, as we all know. But the win against Cardiff, I know it's only Cardiff, it's going to give us confidence now. Solskjaer's going to create a platform, and he's going to build on that platform as well. And we're somehow going to go on a winning streak now, as I do hope, guys, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, it's 3 o'clock tomorrow. As I said, Man United, Huddersfield. We all know it won't be televised. As I said, I'll have to have a get a glimpse of the highlights, you know, so I can give you a bit of a match reaction on the game. I won't be able to do a full one because I'll be only watching the highlights because obviously I can't watch the full game because obviously it's not televised. As we all couldn't know. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider a subscriber, as I said, so yeah, I hope you all had a good Christmas today. Merry Christmas. I've enjoyed mine today. So anyway, guys, I'm getting off. May do another live video later on, and we'll be back. And after that one, I think there will be one coming up soon. And then after that one, we will be back tomorrow. As always. So anyway, take care. God bless, guys. I'll see you all again very soon.